Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Craig, for hosting us. For everybody who works here, speaking of not working at 3 in the afternoon in about 2 weeks, I know he's not going to be working at 3 in the afternoon. He's going to be the San Jose Sharks. This business was founded here in Burnaby, and by the way, it is great to be home in Burnaby, where I grew up. I spent a fair amount of time down here in this part of Burnaby when I was young. This business was founded by Craig, Chris, and Carrie's father, Bern, who came here from Burnaby, or from Germany. He built Garibaldi Glass from the ground up in 1966, the year after I was born, at Burnaby General Hospital. Garibaldi, don't do the math on that. Garibaldi Glass is a true family business success story. It's the type of business that we need to keep our economy strong, secure, and growing here in this province, and to keep creating jobs for families who we hope will be able to thrive. It's a business that has stood the test of time, and it's survived through thick and through thin, thanks to the great people who work here and work their hearts out every day to produce the world's best quality product there is. And I'm here to say that I want to keep Garibaldi Glass growing, and I want to keep the people here working. I want to say a special thank you to some of the people who are joining me in my passion to keep British Columbia working. They are Richard T. Lee, who's running to be re-elected in Burnaby North, Dr. Xian Gu, who's running a family doctor in Burnaby Deer Lake, where I grew up, Jeff Qua in Burnaby Edmonds, and Ken Kramer in Burnaby Lougheed, all of them working hard to represent you, hopefully after this next election. Because they know, just as I do and as you do, that a strong economy needs strong leadership. And strong leadership means saying yes to opportunities, yes to economic development. And a strong economy means helping companies like Garibaldi Glass and communities like Burnaby succeed. Freezing personal income taxes, cutting red tape, putting BC on the path to lower corporate income taxes, not permanently raising as the NDP would do. A strong economy needs a government that will control spending, keep government small, balance the budget, and put us on a path to a debt-free BC. Our economy here in British Columbia is standing strong in the face of very difficult economic times, a risky global economy. And when I look at the people who are here today and see how well you're doing, all of you, in your workplace, it is a great feeling. And I'm incredibly proud of the success that you've had at this company. But $3 billion worth of out-of-control NDP spending threatens all that. A no-growth agenda for our economy would kill jobs, and it would make it hard for families to make ends meet at one of the worst possible times. Today, our economy is strong, but just like the glass out there, it is fragile. You manufacture that glass here to try and make it strong, to keep it strong, to withstand the test of time. We need to make sure that our economy can also withstand the test of time. The glass you manufacture here is strong enough to stand up to powerful forces, but even a crack can become a big problem very, very quickly. And I know Chris, Craig, and Carrie remember what it was like to keep this business afloat through the NDP 1990s. It was difficult. And the NDP's reckless economic policies and red tape meant that by the end of that decade, this business was almost bankrupt. And everyone who worked here had a job that was threatened. Chris, Craig, and Carrie had to go through the heartbreaking process of laying off the staff that depended on them to keep this family business going. But in 2001, the NDP went back to the wilderness, and a government was elected that was supportive of business. And they turned this business around. The facilities grew. Your staff grew to a workforce that we all see here today. And through the global recession in 2008, Garibaldi is still standing strong. Confidence in our economy is a big part of why Garibaldi was able to withstand that storm. Our province needs strong leadership for a strong economy. And that's why Chris, Craig, and Carrie are fearful of a return to the 1990s economy. Weak leadership will bring us a weak economy. And Adrian Dix and the NDP are saying no to economic opportunity in every corner of this province, including right here in Burnaby. The NDP agenda is a danger to your family. It's a danger to our economy because families need stability and the NDP creates instability. Businesses like Garbaldi Glass need certainty and the NDP creates uncertainty. Businesses like Garibaldi Glass need a government that knows how to control spending and keep government strong, but knows how to make the important infrastructure investments that we need to make. Meanwhile, the NDP are planning to freeze all capital projects that are not currently underway. And just think what that would mean for Garibaldi and other businesses who want to supply construction materials to build schools, hospitals, tourist destinations, and other important structures. Just think what an NDP government would mean for the growth of infrastructure here in Burnaby and around the Lower Mainland. When the economy goes south, new buildings grind to a halt. But on the other hand, when businesses like Garibaldi's do well, communities like Burnaby prosper. Jobs, opportunities, local services. It allows us to make important community investments that matter, like increasing funding to one of the world's great universities up at SFU, adding spaces at BCIT so that our kids can get the skills they need to be first in line for jobs in Burnaby. Only today's BC Liberals have a clear plan to control spending. Only BC's Liberals have a plan to grow the economy and put us on the path to a debt-free BC. Only today's BC Liberals have the strong leadership for a strong economy. We say yes to opportunity. We say yes to companies like Garbaldi Glass. We say yes to your employees and to your employees' families who depend on the income that they make here every day to ensure that this community is a strong community and that families who do the hardest work in the world in looking after each other can always make ends meet and can always make sure that they have leave a better future for their kids, which is the most important thing that any of us can do. Thank you so much for welcoming me here today.
Thank you very much for coming. So I just